The first war for Earth was not fought between humans. It was fought above us, around us, and over us, by beings who arrived from the stars before our earliest civilization drew its first breath. We were not witnesses to this war. We were the prize. Two races, two agendas, one planet. The Anunnaki came from a world called Nibiru, crossing the void between stars with technology so advanced that the primitive humans who witnessed it had no language for what they were seeing. So they used the only word that made sense: gods. The Anunnaki built cities, established systems of control, and, according to ancient astronaut theories, played a direct role in shaping humanity itself, engineering a species capable enough to serve their purposes, but limited enough to remain controllable. They did not come to liberate anyone. They came for resources. They came for gold. And they intended to stay. But they were not alone in watching Earth. From the star cluster known as the Pleiades came a different kind of visitor. The Pleiadians, described across ancient accounts as beings of extraordinary wisdom and light, did not see humanity as a workforce or an experiment. They saw a young civilization with potential being deliberately suppressed. Where the Anunnaki wanted control, the Pleiadians wanted something the Anunnaki found far more dangerous. They wanted humanity to be free. That disagreement became a war. Ancient humans watched it happen from below and recorded what they saw in the only way they could: stone carvings, clay tablets, oral traditions passed across thousands of years. Flying machines became chariots of the gods. Energy weapons became divine lightning. The beings operating them became deities locked in celestial battles over the fate of the world. The myths were not invented. They were witnessed. What we call mythology may be the oldest form of war journalism ever recorded. The collapse of ancient Sumer has never been fully explained. One of the earliest and most sophisticated civilizations in human history disintegrated with a speed that conventional archaeology struggles to account for. Ancient texts describe a catastrophic cloud of death carried on the wind from the direction of the Sinai Peninsula, a cloud that poisoned the air, emptied cities, and killed everything it touched. Historians call it metaphor. Ancient alien theorists call it something more specific: a weapon, one producing exactly the kind of destruction that radiation leaves behind. Thousands of years before any human civilization developed nuclear technology. If that interpretation is correct, then the sudden silence of Sumer was not a collapse. It was a casualty. A civilization caught in the crossfire of a war between powers it could not negotiate with, using weapons it could not comprehend, fighting over a planet it had no say in. Humanity was created by one power, protected by another, and left behind when the conflict moved on, holding fragments of the truth in tablets, ruins, carvings, and legends that every established institution has spent centuries calling myth. The ancient people who carved these accounts into stone were not primitive minds inventing stories to explain thunder. They were eyewitnesses, recording history with the tools they had. The question has never been whether they believed gods came from the sky. The question is what they actually saw.